After 10 years, Quebec remains a tiny, isolated outpost, scarcely 50 people who make their living from the fur trade. There is only one family of settlers, Louis Hébert, his wife Marie Rollat, and their 3 children. But Champlain has much bigger ideas. He realizes there is more to Canada than fur. So to attract investors and more settlers, he draws up a glowing account of its potential. Everywhere he looks, Champlain sees ways for men and women to make a good living here. Wood from the mighty forests, minerals from the soil, fertile land for crops, inexhaustible supplies of fish from the rivers, lakes, and oceans. And all that on top of the wealth from the fur trade.
The traffic and trade in furs is not to be scorned. Marten, beaver, fox, lynx, moose and deer robes are commodities from which one can derive at present more than 400,000 livres.
But he predicts the other resources will be worth 10 times more, 5 million livres a year. Samuel de Champlain crosses the Atlantic 20 times to promote his plan for a full-fledged colony. It takes 10 years before he succeeds. But eventually, he catches the ear of one of the most powerful men in the kingdom, the Cardinal and Duc de Richelieu.
The fur trade is most attractive, as it does not require the use of any money. All it requires are goods such as holsters, scissors, knives, needles, fobs, hatbands, or any other kind of dry goods.
Richelieu recruits 100 investors at 3,000 livres apiece. This is the Company of 100 Associates. Champlain becomes the Cardinal's personal lieutenant. The new company assembles a fleet of 10 ships, carrying 400 settlers, livestock, and provisions, but they will never reach the settlement of Quebec. France and England are now at war. 2 English privateers, the Kirk brothers, intercept the French convoy near Tadoussac. Champlain, who is running out of food and has no reinforcements, is forced to surrender Quebec.
Louis Kirk landed some 150 armed men and proceeded to take possession of the settlement. He advanced to the fort to remove me from my quarters. He had the English flag hoisted on one of the bastions, ordered the drums to beat to assemble the soldiers, and had a salute fired, a signal of rejoicing.
For Champlain, it is the end of 20 years' work. He returns to France. Repercussions from the loss of Quebec are felt in Huronia. Etienne Brûlé, Champlain's favorite, has betrayed him by going to work for the English interlopers. He has a falling out with the Huron. They torture Brûlé to death. The English hold Quebec for 3 years. When the war ends, it is given back to France for 1 million livres. But before they leave, the Kirks destroy everything. Samuel de Champlain is now 63 years old. He returns to Quebec at Cardinal Richelieu's orders and starts from scratch once again. In the next 2 years, Champlain sees his colony reborn. On Christmas Day, 1635, the tough old soldier dies quietly. The man who almost single-handedly established France in North America leaves no descendants. For the next 30 years, Champlain's colony will welcome new immigrants, face old enemies, and unwittingly help destroy its closest ally. The French bring new and strange things to the New World. Mystics and missionaries bring word of their God. Unknowingly, they also bring disease and demoralization. It leads to the destruction of their closest allies and a war that almost destroys the colony itself. Yet New France will survive, and a new people will be born.